Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to share with you my 7-week pregnancy update. I currently have a 2-year-old son, and when I was pregnant with him I loved watching pregnancy updates on YouTube. And I'm now pregnant with my second baby, and I thought it would be fun to do pregnancy updates so I could document my journey and not forget any of this along the way. I did write some things down with my first pregnancy, so I'm excited to compare those with this second pregnancy. Every week that I do a pregnancy update, I'll go through the same list of questions. If it doesn't apply to the time frame that I'm in, I'm not even going to address it, but I will address it in later videos. So for my questions, I'll be reading them off of my phone, so I'll be looking down for that. So the first question is how far along and what is the size of the baby? So I am 7 weeks again, and the baby is about the size of a blueberry. The next question is total weight gain or loss. I started my pregnancy at 180 and I'm still at 180. And I know that sounds kind of high, but I am tall. I'm between 5'8" and 5'9", and I am just a larger person. So that's a normal weight for me. Sleep, I'm definitely having interruptions with sleep. I get up usually once during whatever time I'm sleeping to go to the bathroom, and that's another symptom that I've really experienced this week, is having to go to the bathroom a lot more, having to go pee a lot more, and I'll get into more about that in just a second. The best moment of this week would probably just be knowing that even though I have all these symptoms, it's because I do have a baby that's growing and is healthy, I hope. So that's a little bit reassuring for me. So I have a lot of symptoms. That's the next question, and I'll go over those. Again, I just mentioned the peeing a lot. Even throughout the day, I have to go to the bathroom a lot more. Along with that, I've had really bad constipation. I don't know if that's because my body already knows what's going on. This is something that I didn't experience until later in my first pregnancy, but I think going into my second, my body already knows what it's going to do and how it's going to react. So surprised me with this one a little bit early. It's pretty treatable with increasing fiber intake, and then also over-the-counter things that you can take like Colace and Miralax to help with that. But I was really surprised that that happened so soon. Another symptom that I've continued to have since even before I knew I was pregnant are sore breasts and sensitive nipples. Even the slightest touch on them really is uncomfortable. It doesn't necessarily hurt, but it's super sensitive and it doesn't feel good. Also, I'm always wearing a bra no matter what. Basically, unless I'm in the shower, I'm wearing a bra because it is just way more comfortable that way right now. I've also been really thirsty, and my throat's been super dry. I drink a lot of water, usually about 100 ounces a day, and I'm still thirsty and still find myself reaching for my cup all the time and refilling it all the time. That's not something that I remember from my first pregnancy, so I'm not really sure why I'm experiencing that so early. However, I have noticed that other people have that symptom too. I've also had a lot of back pain with this pregnancy, and that's not something that I experienced until much later with my first pregnancy. So again, I don't know if my body is stretching or making room, or what it's doing, or if it kind of knows what it's going to have to do and prepare for now, so it's going ahead and doing it earlier. I've also experienced headaches with this pregnancy, and I've never really had headaches with my first pregnancy. And I know I'm drinking enough water, so I know it's not from dehydration, but everyone who's pregnant knows Tylenol can help with that. So it definitely helps put a little dent in headache pain for me. I've also been having really vivid dreams, and it's strange because I don't normally remember when I have dreams, but in this time with my last pregnancy too, whenever I'm pregnant, I can just wake up and remember everything that happened. I can also have nightmares, and that's a little bit scary, and those will wake me up. But it's so crazy how your sense of dreaming is intensified during pregnancy. So aside from my prenatals and DHA supplements, I'm also taking a folic acid supplement for this pregnancy. I read a few articles that scared me a little bit with women not processing folate properly if it's in the form of folic acid. So that made me nervous, so I decided to take a separate folate supplement. So after my symptoms, go back to my list. So the next question is food cravings. I don't think I've had any actual food cravings yet, but there was a day or two where I really wanted cheese for some reason, and I had some string cheese and then cheese on pizza, and I think I had cheese on a salad too. But that was a little bit weird. I do remember from my first pregnancy later on, I did crave a lot of dairy, and that included cheese and yogurt. So maybe it's just happening a little bit earlier for me this time. The next question is food aversions, and I haven't had any of those yet, but I definitely had them in my first pregnancy, so they're probably on their way. Gender, I feel really similar to the way that I did in my first pregnancy, and I had a boy, so for this pregnancy I think I'm having a boy again. The next question is what I miss, and I am not gonna lie, I miss being able to have a drink. I'm a big fan of margaritas and wine, but at the same time I'm so overjoyed that I can't drink right now because it's just amazing being able to experience this. With my first pregnancy, I remember not missing alcohol at all, so not really sure why. I kind of miss it a little bit or think about it a little bit more now. What I'm looking forward to, I'm really looking forward to my 8-week appointment where we can have an ultrasound and hopefully everything will be perfect with the little baby. So that is what I'm most looking forward to. And the last one is a bump shot, so I'll show you that. My stomach from the front, from the side. I am so bloated from about here to here, which I definitely was with my first pregnancy too. I also feel like my midsection is just a lot thicker, a lot sooner in this pregnancy. I am really also loving this new pregnancy app that I found. It's called Pregnancy Plus. My favorite part is the little graphic image of the baby, and you can look around and see all the different parts, and it moves. It's kind of neat. I just think it's so cool. And they also have a lot of good articles. I also like the What to Expect app, but this one I think the picture is the neatest part of. Thanks so much for watching, and if you're interested in seeing more pregnancy updates, I'll be doing those weekly, so I'd love if you consider subscribing. I also have other videos on babies and motherhood and toddlers, so if those are topics that interest you, I hope that you check that out. And I will see you in my next week update. Bye!